Heavy sandbag lifting is possibly the single most impactful thing you can do on your way to becoming massive and strong. And if you're not yet doing any of it, take this as a sign that maybe it's time to start. Even if you primarily work with barbells or kettlebells or calisthenics or something else, adding a few sets with a heavy sandbag each week will dramatically change you for the better. A single workout focused on the heavy bear hug carry is enough to make you realize its power. 3 workouts and you'll notice you're standing taller. 5 and a common barbell begins to feel like a small thing. A few months and your friends will start asking for your program, and it'll be your turn to convince them. I say all this to remind you that when muscle and strength are your focus, there's no getting around heavy weights. If you want results, you must push yourself to lift heavier sandbags over time. There is another, equally as rewarding side to sandbag training, however. For those interested in conditioning, a lightweight sandbag is enough to floor you in under a minute. When done in the right way, nothing hits harder. Not sprinting, not kettlebells, not even calisthenic circuits, which I've gone over in great detail already. The only thing likely to drain you faster is a fight. Although the constant knowledge you might lose and the pain that comes along with that does tend to add an extra layer of motivation, which can lower the perceived effort. There are many different ways to set up a sandbag conditioning workout, each method with its own unique benefits, but the way I most prefer to do it, the way that raises the intensity level so high you'll want out in seconds, is to combine the sandbag with other, more common bodyweight conditioning exercises in circuit form. The first step then is to make a list of movements you can do with the sandbag, as well as a list of bodyweight movements. Here are a few of my favorites, though there are many more out there to choose from if you'd like. With the sandbag, we have the clean and press, the snatch, the one motion shoulder, the bear hug squat, the shoulder squat. For bodyweight movements, we have burpees, high knees, mountain climbers, burpee kick-throughs, jumps over the sandbag, and side-to-side push-ups on the sandbag. Once you have a list for each, there are 2 different paths you can take. For fun, let's call them the path of the bodybuilder and the path of the mad scientist. Bodybuilders live on sets and reps and should feel right at home with this setup. Simply pick a few movements from each list and make your way through them for a set number of reps. For maximum difficulty, alternate back and forth between lists. Here's an example. Sandbag clean and press for 5 reps, burpees 5 reps, one motion shoulder 5 reps per side, high knees 10 per side, and repeat. For max intensity, complete the circuit one time through as fast and with as much explosive power as you can, then rest for 30 to 60 seconds and go again. This can be viewed as a type of high-intensity interval training, or HIIT. 10 rounds with this specific example would be plenty. For a more steady-state, medium-high intensity workout, make your way through all 10 rounds without resting. There are benefits to both, and in the long run, you'll be better off rotating between the two. The mad scientist finds joy in combining things, and in meddling with forces better left alone and all that. Rather than sets and reps, this path uses long, strung-out combinations to create a kind of routine, or cardio version of a martial arts form. These take some time to learn, with so many moving parts, but once you have a circuit memorized, it'll draw the breath from your lungs quicker than anything else. This type of cardio workout also forces you to think on your feet, to fight to remember what comes next from a state of total exhaustion, which has some real-life survival implications. Probably my favorite part about these circuits is that they stay with you. It takes some work to memorize one of these, and that doesn't just go away. I can still remember combinations I made up years ago, which I think is pretty cool. To create one of these mad scientist circuits, go back and forth between the 2 lists, sandbag movements and bodyweight conditioning movements, doing only 1 rep of each movement, or 1 per side, or maybe closer to 5 per side with something like high knees. It depends on the exercise. Just don't stay with any one thing for too long. Continue building the circuit until you have something that takes roughly 20 to 40 seconds to complete. You can do longer if you'd like, but it becomes very difficult to memorize everything after this point. Here's an example combination. Sandbag clean and press, 1 rep. Side jump over sandbag into burpee, 1 rep each direction. 1 motion sandbag to shoulder, 1 rep per side. High knees, 5 reps per leg. Burpee kick-throughs, 1 per side. Sandbag snatch, 1 rep, straight into a sandbag overhead squat, 1 rep. Then finish it off with side-to-side push-ups on the sandbag, back and forth twice, for a total of 2 per side. When first working with a new combination, you'll want to use the interval training approach discussed earlier and separate rounds with 30 to 60 seconds rest. This way you'll develop a clear beginning and end to the circuit in your mind. Once you have a circuit memorized, you can start working with the no rest, steady state method as well. It probably goes without saying, but these sandbag conditioning workouts are very intense. If you overdo it, they will take away from other parts of your training. For this reason, once, maybe twice a week with these circuits is enough. If you still want more conditioning work after that, stick with other more low intensity things. And there you have it, a basic guide to sandbag conditioning. Just to reinforce what I said at the start of the video, if you have to choose between sandbag cardio and heavy sandbag lifting, if you can only buy 1 sandbag for example, the heavy stuff will have a much bigger impact on strength and muscle, and I think it's the better choice. But if you can do both, there's a lot to be gained from each. I hope you liked this one. Let me know if there's anything you'd like me to make a video about. This video was made by request, so if I feel like I have enough to say on a topic, I'll gladly do my best to make it happen. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.